The MOBA game style is the third most popular game type among serious gamers, and mobile gaming is the biggest gaming platform in the world. There are a ton of exciting MOBAs being worked on, but they are taking forever to get released. Hopefully 2023 is the year, so in this video I'm going to tell you the top 10 mobile MOBAs of 2023. The first and best MOBA for 2023 is King of Hunters. I put this low on last year's list because I wasn't quite sure if it would come out, and it didn't. NetEase has been working on this game for 5 years now, and it has gone through over 5 closed betas. And it keeps getting better and better. In fact, this game has so many advanced aspects, I have not even seen a PC game that compares with it. I'm not talking about graphics, of course. PCs will always have better graphics, but this game is unique and complex. The first thing that is special about this game is that it combines MOBA with Battle Royale, which surprisingly works really well together. The time frame of the game types are similar, and the aspect of leveling up really helps prevent someone from winning that spent the whole game hiding. I played a MOBA Battle Royale several years ago, and it quickly became my friends and my favorite game. King of Hunters is far more advanced and unique. The second unique aspect of this game is that it has 2 story buildings, which is unorthodox for MOBA games. And then they let you jump off those second stories, which is pretty freaking amazing. And then the third unique aspect of this game is their game type where you fight mounted. Personally, I like the normal approach to MOBA better, but it is still a fun twist. So overall, this game is the most unique and amazing game I have seen in development, and they have to release it someday, right? I mean, you can't keep a game in closed beta forever. So I'm hoping that this is finally the year, and I am confident it will do really well among serious gamers. The second game is Auto Chess MOBA. Unlike King of Hunters, we do have an official release date for this game, which soft launches December 2nd of 2022, with a global launch being early 2023. For those of you who are familiar with gaming history, the concept of Auto Chess MOBA is hilarious because just 4 years ago, the auto chess genre was created as a game mode within the MOBA game Dota 2. This started a trend in which all the big MOBA games started creating their own standalone games in the auto chess genre. Well, now it's coming back full circle with the original auto chess publisher now creating a mobile MOBA game. Are they trying to start yet another trend? I guess time will tell. Regardless, Auto Chess MOBA looks like it is going to be amazing, with the devs formally committing to 0 pay-to-win aspects of the game, and they even announced that all the champions will start off unlocked for everyone from the beginning. This is unprecedented for the MOBA genre, and I think it will draw a lot of serious gamers to play this game. As I've said many times on this channel, games that commit to free-to-play principles usually end up doing better, which pays off in the long run. I hope it pays off for this game as well. The bonus game for this video is Poing Skillz. As much as I love to point out how mobile games are getting better graphics and built on more complex engines, sometimes the best mobile games are the simple ones that are able to somehow be both challenging and relaxing at the same time. Poing Skillz is one of these types of games. The goal of the game is to time your jumps so that you don't fall off the edge, but there's also several other objectives along the way, like getting coins that you can unlock other characters. And there's a time limit, which can add a little bit of suspense. You are also paired with someone online, and if you beat them, you get extra rewards. And then, as if the game was not already challenging enough, if you wanted to play competitively, it holds tons of tournaments with tons of prizes, and conceivably, if you got good enough, you could earn enough tickets to buy an actual car. Personally, I would struggle to beat people in the beginner's bracket, so I don't think I will be getting any cars from this game, but it was cool to know that it was an option. Honestly, my favorite thing about this game and other games like it is earning enough coins to unlock that new character. The shrimp was particularly satisfying to watch it flop around through the challenge. So if this sounds interesting to you, I have put links in the description and pinned comment of where to download this game. The third game is Arena Battle Champions. This game is already out and has great reviews. It is a vertically oriented game, which is a strike down for me, but they seem to have found a way to make it work and still put forth a seriously competitive game. Centered around 3v3 arena battles, this game has your typical MOBA elements like unlocking unlocking more champions and trying to synergize the strength of your character with the strength of your teammates better than your enemies so that you can beat them or outmaneuver them to complete the map objectives and win the match. The graphics in this game in regards to pixels are so-so, but their use of color and animation is fantastic, making the whole experience very enjoyable. So even if you are bothered by vertically oriented games like I am, I would still recommend checking this one out. The fourth game on the list is Warcraft Rumble Arclight. If it seems like every big game company in the world is trying to recreate their game in every type of genre, that is because they are. Warcraft Rumble Arclight is Blizzard's new upcoming MOBA, and sadly they have chosen the smaller square arena made popular by Brawl Stars rather than the bigger and more complex map used in the original PC MOBAs. Then again, I know a lot of you like the smaller arena, which is why this game has made it so high on this list. Say what you want about Blizzard, but they still have great devs. And while they seem to be overly focused on making money, games still have to be somewhat fun to make money. So I'm confident this game will be a good competitor with Brawl Stars. So if you like that style of game, you will probably like this one. The fifth game on the list is Project Q by Ubisoft. This game is quite a bit different than the rest on this list because it is a shooter, but Ubisoft has made it clear that this game is designed to be a low player count battle arena game. They made sure to clarify that the game was not a battle royale, but rather a bunch of different battle arena game modes. Unfortunately, the game does not have any footage yet, which might make you wonder, why is it so high on this list? Well, the short answer is just like last year, there aren't a ton of MOBAs coming out this year. But this game is also a unique endeavor which makes it worth knowing about. The sixth game is Catalyst Black. I ranked this game number 2 in last year's video, and it is doing just as well as I thought it would. Already getting over 500,000 downloads in the last 3 months with a 4.2 star rating. This is really good for a mobile MOBA game, so I'm very proud of that prediction, but obviously this video is talking about 2023, and the hype of games diminish over time. For some background, the game was formerly known as Project Spellfire and was the newest big move of Super Evil Megacorp, whose only other game was Vainglory. Vainglory was a very successful MOBA on the phone with tens of millions of downloads. It is no longer a successful game because Rogue Games pulled their support for the game over a year ago, and the game servers are now overrun, making the game often unplayable. Nevertheless, Catalyst Black is their new and exciting endeavor, and it holds a ton of potential. They are calling the game a team-based 10v10 drop-in, drop-out, large-scale shooter, and what that really means is that it is a MOBA map with your typical monsters and PvP choke points, but the scaling is set up differently so that you are not as disadvantaged when entering the game in the middle of it. Also, the game's claim that the new structure allows for twice the amount of action, even though the matches are just half the normal length. This really caught my attention because that is exactly the kind of thing competitive mobile gamers like. These devs have already been forerunners for the mobile gaming industry with their first game, so I have predicted and continue to predict that they will keep doing that. The seventh game is Boom Beach Frontlines. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I have a chip on my shoulder when it comes to Supercell. I felt burned by them over a decade ago with some of their monetization techniques, and I've had trouble getting over it. Nevertheless, I try to report on those games as unbiased as I can. Frontline is technically not made by Supercell, but it is one of their subsidiaries. The game is a 9v9 team shooter with a focus on troops, vehicles, team play, and tactics. These guys do a great job of keeping games simple and fun. The devs boast an integration of teamwork, tactics, and strategies supported by regular updates, tons of units, constant map rotations, and gameplay that rewards teamwork. They of course also add elements of paying to win as you build your base, but their games usually have a good matchmaking system to keep it fun even if you have no chance of reaching the top of the leaderboards. The eighth game is Marvel Super War. This game has been out for years and it has never made it into any one of my videos. So I'm putting it on here basically because it is new to this channel, and honestly it is a fantastic game. If you like MOBA games and Marvel superhero universe, then this game is exactly what you're looking for. It is a huge game with tens of millions of downloads and has a great rating. Most importantly, in my opinion, it is a well-balanced MOBA. None of the characters are OP without getting nerfed in the next update, allowing new players to use any character they click with to rise in the ranks. This is, in my opinion, the most important aspect a MOBA can work on because it makes the game friendly to free-to-play players from start to finish and keeps the game fun as you get better at it. The 9th game is Pokémon Unite. This game I ranked #1 last year and it did amazing, but it tanked in hype really quickly. After getting Google's Best Mobile Game Award, people just stopped talking about it. So it's low on this year's list because the hype is dying, but it's still a great game. So if you like MOBAs and you haven't tried it yet, you really should. When creating Pokémon Unite, the developers kept their focus on what was important. The game keeps the classic competitive feel of League of Legends, but translates everything into the world of Pokemon. This gives the genre a refreshing twist, but they are able to capitalize on the deep lore that Pokemon has developed over the last 27 years. The game has great graphics, good updates, and the devs have done a professional job of continuing to fix bugs quickly. This is what brought the game to the top of the list last year, and those things are still a part of the game now. The last game is Happy Zone Battle Royale. This is a little gem I found last year, and I keep promoting it because it was a lot of fun playing it. It is technically a battle royale, but it has a MOBA feel to it, so I thought I'd put it on your radar. The game is pretty simple and uses Brawl Star-like game graphics and mechanics, but it is really addicting. It has a free-to-play way to get a battle pass and earn every type of currency in the game. Now, free-to-play players definitely have a disadvantage starting off, but I actually enjoy it when games do that because it makes the enjoyment of catching up to them later all the more satisfying. So if you're looking for a casual battle royale game with a MOBA feel, then I would recommend this game. Okay, so those are the top 10 mobile MOBAs of 2023, but I do have 3 more honorable mentions for you. The first one is a group, mainly the staple mobile MOBAs, Brawl Star, Wild Rift, and Mobile Legends. These games are great, but unlike the other top 10 videos you will see on YouTube, I don't cover old games no matter how great they are. The point of these videos is to introduce you to new games, and while of course some of you have heard of some of these games are significantly less known than Brawl Stars, Wild Rift, and Mobile Legends. If you want to see a top 10 video with those games, just click on any other top 10 video besides mine and you will see them over and over again, no matter what the year is or how long they've been out. The second honorable mention is Survival Heroes. This is the game I was talking about during the first game, King of Hunters, because it was the first MOBA Battle Royale. I will probably mention this game every time I talk about mobile MOBA games because when it first came out, it opened my eyes to the potential of mobile gaming, and a big reason why I started arguing that mobile games would take over the gaming industry. While most of the other gamers ridiculed it, I experienced quite a bit of satisfaction seeing that most of them are playing mobile games now. Sadly, even though this game is amazing, the devs put almost all of their focus on their Chinese version, which can sometimes make players feel like they're left to their own devices when things go wrong. The third honorable mention is Modern Warships. I like to mention this game because at first the game seems like a simple simulation, but it is actually an incredibly complex 5v5 battle arena game. If you watch the video I made on it, you will see that I grew a deep appreciation for the extreme detail they put into making the game's realism. I was also impressed with the underlying team tactics threshold, which allows a good team to beat ships much stronger than them. The game is not your typical MOBA, but if you are into naval warfare, I recommend checking it out. Well, that's it guys, hope that helps. If a game is not on here that you think should be on here, it's probably because I put it in a different genre, like perhaps an MMO or an action game or something else. Some of those videos are already out and the rest will be out very soon. Alright guys, I'll see you next time.